Good morning, everyone. I want to thank you all for joining us today. I'm here with a great group of individuals. Flint, of course, the great Mayor of Flint, Sheldon Neeley. This is our great state senator, John Cherry. We have a representative from the Genesee County Sheriff's Office, as well as Beverly Lewis, the executive director of the Hasselbring Senior Center. We've got State Representative Cynthia Neeley, State Representative Jasper Martus, Flint City Clerk Davina Donahue, and our Flint City Count Rep. Liddell Lewis. So I want to thank everyone for being here today. This is a really exciting day for Flint and for Genesee County. A lot of you know that a big part of our administration is making government work better for everyone and really meeting people where they are, recognizing that not everyone can get to a branch office or not everyone can get online or even to a grocery store to renew their vehicle plates or their license. And so in our efforts to continue to make government work better for everyone and deliver efficient services, today I'm here to announce another step forward. We're launching our fourth mobile Secretary of State office that will travel around the Genesee County area and will operate right out of Flint, right here, and serve the entire Great Lakes Bay region. I also want to welcome. I also want to welcome Hester Wheeler for joining us today, our senior advisor at the Department of State. When I was first sworn into office in 2019, our customer service system at the state of Michigan in our department was abysmal. I visited our offices here in Flint and throughout Genesee County and saw people waiting sometimes sitting on the floor with their kids for hours, never knowing when they would get even the simplest service, like amending their address or registering to vote. And I'm also particularly tied to this region because back in 2007, I fought successfully to keep a Secretary of State branch office open up in Buena Vista Township in Saginaw. So it's important to me, and I've seen firsthand throughout my career, how services here in this region, in the Great Lakes Bay region, in Genesee County, in Saginaw and Bay, are so critical for every resident. And I've seen firsthand, just as these great representatives have done, and the mayor and our state senator, throughout my time, how residents of Flint, residents of this county, don't always have access to state services in the way they deserve. And they don't always have access to state service in the same way other residents in our state do. And so it's really important to me, and that's why this mobile office will directly serve this community every day, to have someone going out and meeting people where they are, getting them the services they deserve just as any other resident and citizen of the state deserves. And that's what launching this mobile offices represents. Our commitment to this region, our commitment to Flint, our commitment to Genesee County and all the surrounding areas, and the people throughout this area. Right now, you don't have to go to a branch office to do your services with the state of Michigan. You can do them online, you can do them at a grocery store, and many of our residents who do visit our branch offices are in and out within an average of 20 minutes or less. But despite all this progress, we know we have to do more to break down barriers for Michiganders who don't have that option to log on to the internet for transactions, who can't make it to a Secretary of State branch office. And so as our effort to improve services throughout the state, we're particularly serving senior centers, which is why it's so important for us to be here today at Hasselbring Senior Center to recognize that there are certain communities in our state, whether they be seniors, whether they be young people in foster care, people experiencing homelessness, people in residential addiction recovery, returning citizens and others who need access to state services, but even with all of these other convenient options, may still not have that access. And again, this is what this mobile office represents. It will be a presence meeting people where we are throughout this region and ensuring that people in Flint, as well as throughout Genesee County, throughout Saginaw, throughout Bay County, have access to state services at a convenient way for them. Right now, this fleet that we have today operates 4 mobile offices that cover West Michigan, one in Lansing, and one in Southeast Michigan. This one, again, will only be located here. It will only be located in the Flint, Genesee County area. I can't say enough how important it is for me as an officer of the state of Michigan, as the Secretary of State, to make sure the citizens of Flint and of Genesee County know that we have their backs and know that we have a constant presence for them here in this region. Mayor Neeley, Representative Neeley, all of our great Senator Cherry, all of our great representatives here today work every day in Lansing and have worked throughout their careers to make sure the voice of Flint is heard. And because of their work, I'm proud to join with them and have the citizens of Flint and the citizens of Genesee County represented and served in this direct, constant way from our state offices. In addition to that, we're working to bring our mobile offices to senior living facilities all across the state of Michigan. So the other reason we're here today at Hasselbring is to demonstrate that these mobile offices, and again, this is our fourth, will be one of many, and ultimately I hope 7, throughout the state of Michigan, that will be a presence at senior centers everywhere. You know, as I've talked to seniors, as we've made these changes in our office over these last several years to increase the convenience of our services, it's been clear to me that seniors have never been adequately served by our state services. Why? Because we don't always show up for our seniors. We don't always show up for our older citizens. And that's what this mobile office again represents, and all of our mobile office fleet will represent, that we will show up here at senior centers, serving our community, serving all residents equally, and ensuring that whether they need an ID, a renewed plate or license, to register to vote, to transfer a vehicle to another family member or another resident, they can do all those services and more, just like they could at any branch office in the state of Michigan. So I'm grateful for for Hasselbring and other senior centers who've welcomed us in to have these mobile offices right outside the door of senior centers or right inside, to ensure that all Michiganders have access to the services they need to be active in their communities and in our democratic process. And I'll just close by noting that any local organizations here in Flint or throughout Genesee County or Saginaw or the Bay Area can simply request to have this mobile office show up at their event, at their office, at their facility by going to michigan.gov/SOS mobile, and that will get on our schedule, and we'll work with you directly to make sure our mobile offices are coming to where you are. As I mentioned, we're up to 4 mobile offices. By the end of this year, we will have 3 more. We are adding one in northern Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, and then finally a second one for Southeast Michigan. When we have that total of 7 mobile offices serving the whole state, it will be yet another way we are reforming the way state government works for everyone by meeting people where they are and giving them the services that they need and deserve. So I'm proud to launch this vital resource here in Flint with these great individuals, and I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Neeley next to say a few words. Mayor Neeley.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and this is another great day God has made, another warm, beautiful day that God has provided us with for this great announcement. As I serve as the mayor of the proud residents of the city of Flint, this is a great announcement, but I definitely want to thank Secretary Benson for the great work and delivering on a commitment that was made to Michiganders, especially communities of challenge like Flint. You know, providing the resources for residents to be able to execute one of the greatest American rights that they have, and also some of the daily things in their lives is very important, especially to the community of Flint. And I want to thank also our Genesee County delegation of state legislators for providing the resources to make this happen today. You know, one of the things that we talk about here in the city of Flint is about having access. Access is important. And thank you, Secretary Benson, for providing access for residents in this great community. But definitely I want the word to get out that these things are available, that they're here, and that they should be executed upon. And we should be able to move forward in a better, stronger way as a community and also as residents of the state of Michigan. So this is a great announcement. So take this good news back and let people know about the good news here today. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Mayor Neeley. I want to bring up Senator Cherry for a few words.
Thank you, Secretary of State Benson. And I'm very excited that Genesee County in Flint is getting its own mobile unit. I want to first say thank you to all the support that has been given by our delegation, Representative Martus, Representative Neeley, the mayor, on advancing services for our community. And I particularly want to thank the Secretary of State because she has been a fighter for our community. Now, I try to judge folks on what they do, and the Secretary of State has consistently delivered results for Michigan and our community. And you can look at it for the services that you get when you go into a branch office. From when she went into office 5 years ago to today, they are far better. If you look at access to the ability for our people to vote, from when she went into office 5 years ago till today, it is far easier to exercise your right to vote. And when I sat with her staff and worked through the budget, her priorities were expansion of mobile units and expansion of the ability to vote. So what she says in our community is the same thing that she's working on in Lansing. And so I want to thank our Secretary of State for this mobile unit here in Flint and Genesee County and for all the work that she's doing to provide services to all Michiganders.
Why the representative, would you like to say a few words? Representative Neeley.
Hello, I just want to say we want to thank Secretary Benson for this great initiative that she has brought to the city of Flint. This is so exciting to know that we now have a resource that everybody that we can go into the community instead of community coming into the Secretary of State. This is a great day. I'm glad to be a part of it, and I just want to continue to tell you you're doing a great work for the state of Michigan, and keep on doing the great work.
Thank you. And finally, a representative from Sheriff Swanson's office.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Captain Macy with the Genesee County Sheriff's Office. I'm the Corrections Administrator for the Genesee County Jail. And I can firsthand tell you how great of a tool the mobile unit is that the Secretary of State has brought to Genesee County. We have utilized the mobile unit twice in the last 3 months at the Genesee County Jail. Just yesterday, we were able to provide 18 inmates with identification cards and leading them on the pathway to the next steps in their journey as they get back out into the community or returning citizens, and making sure that they have that identification so that they can use their voter rights and get employment and do what it is they need to keep making good choices and head down that correct path. We will continue to have that partnership with the Secretary of State and do events like that on a quarterly basis. And we've spearheaded different voting initiatives inside our jail, and we are always willing to work with the Secretary of State to make sure that our returning citizens and our incarcerated individuals have that right and that opportunity. So thank you, Secretary Benson, for partnering with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Beverly, would you like to say a few words before we cut the ribbon? Come on up here, Beverly.
I'm trying to get out of it. Thank you. I want to thank the Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, her staff for, this is just great. I have no words to express how awesome it is that our citizens right here in Flint, especially our seniors who I see every day, who have barriers to taking care of their Secretary of State business. So to have this here is just monumental, and I appreciate it. For myself, for my family, and for my seniors and my community. Thank you so much.
All right, we've got a ribbon to cut, and then I'll take a few questions after that if anyone has them. All right.
We got the scissors. Which side?
got them right there.
We're on the other side of it?
Yeah, I want to move this.
You want to move it?
Yes, please.
Is it something's
It's taped
taped?
down. It's taped down. Here, let me unplug this.
Okay, yeah. You got it?
Yes,
Oh, I
please.
forgot that's dear. Now you can move it.
We just want to move it out of the way. Thanks, Mike.
You bet.